and welcome to this episode of Eagle's Eye. I'm your host, Dashia Lanai. Thanks for tuning in. I'm joined by the Director of Athletes Communication, Dusty Sloan, to talk about his job here at the university. Dusty, thank you for sitting down with us today.
Pleasure to be here.
So Dusty, can you tell us about what your job as director entails?
Well, in the simplest terms, the job basically is to promote all 24 of our athletic programs plus the athletic department at large. So our job is to make sure that we get everything out on social media, to make sure we get everything on our website, goashlandeagles.com. And the third element that's gotten a lot of play lately and is getting bigger and bigger is our live stream for our events at home. So all three of those are interconnected, and we make sure we do the best job we can in getting the promotion of our athletic department as a whole out there.
So you're the writer for the Go Ashland Eagles website. Can you tell us what the process of writing those game recaps looks like?
It's very different from sport to sport. Obviously, football looked different than cross country. Basketball looked different than track and field. But you've just got to be able to have your ducks in a row before the events start. That way, when the games are over, you're able to get things out in a timely fashion. And that's really what I try to do each and every day, is make sure that once those events are finished, that those recaps get out as timely as possible. A, is to make sure that the information is out quick for our fans, and also B, so I'm not up till midnight every night writing recaps.
In your time here, you have reconstructed and created record books for the athletics department here at the university. What made you want to do that, and why do you think that is so important?
It's important because we have to celebrate our history. We've had an athletic department since 1920. And we want to make sure that we have as accurate a record books as humanly possible. Al King did a great job with it. He was the sports information director for 20-some years before I came on, so I was able to take that information and build off of that. And we have record books for almost every sport now. Some of them are harder to kind of reconstruct given the history of it, but every summer, that's part of my job, is updating the record books for those sports each and every year, so that way people can go back and see what our history looks like.
You're a part of the Hall of Fame selection committee here at the university. How do you feel being a part of it, and what is the process of selecting a member for the Hall of Fame?
It's a difficult task, and actually I'm the chair of the committee, so I run we only have two meetings every year. We're going to have one here in a couple weeks to finalize the nominees for this year's upcoming class, and then we'll have another meeting in April or May to select the 2025 class for the Hall of Fame. And we had a fantastic class last year. I don't want to forget anybody, but it was probably the best class we've ever had, and we had a great turnout for our banquet. So the goal is just to get as many deserving people as we possibly can, and there's over 220 that are in the Hall of Fame now, and we're just looking to grow on that every year.
In your bio, it says you worked as the chief content writer for the United Football League back in 2010 and 11. Can you tell us about your time there and what that experience brought to you?
Well, it was fascinating because I started at the Ashland Times-Gazette, was there for 15 and a half years, hometown paper, and then kind of got sidetracked a little bit with life and things like that, but then got back to do that. And it was a professional football league. It's not the United Football League that's playing now. It was a different one back then. And it was a great experience. Unfortunately, financially, it didn't work out very well because the league folded after 4 years. But when you get a chance to see people like Maurice Clarett and Jim Fossil and Dante Culpepper and Marty Schottenheimer and talk to all these people, it was a pretty neat experience.
Before you go, I want to know, what is your favorite sport to cover at Ashland, if you have one, and what is your favorite sports moment that you experienced?
All 24 teams. My favorite is all 24 teams. My favorite, I mean, obviously the national championships, women's basketball, track and field. There's nothing like winning a national. That's why we're here, is to win national championships. So those are the highlights. But you also talk about having Olympic gold medalists. You talk about having players in Major League Baseball and the National Football League. There's a lot of things that I've been able to do over the last 10 plus years that I never thought I'd be able to. And the exciting part is I don't know what's coming next.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today.
Pleasure being here.
That is it for this episode of Eagle's Eye. Make sure to follow us across all social media at AUTV Ashland. Until next time, I'm Dashia Lanai. Thanks for watching.